Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Kinzinger, Liz Cheney, Democrats, anyone who believes that Trump tried to devour democracy 2 years ago in January is very upset that Fox News will be releasing within the next couple of days, or maybe even tonight, definitely within the next couple of weeks, 41,000 hours of security footage, or at least hundreds of hours within the 41,000 hours. Okay, why don't they want this footage? Why does Adam Kinzinger not want this footage released? Well, according to 538, Kinzinger voted alongside President Trump over 90% of the time in Congress. So when you watch him on CNN, now he's on CNN, gee, I wonder why. But when you watch the former congressman, it's an act. He doesn't truly believe that Trump is a menace to society because he voted alongside Trump on bills, executive orders, resolutions in Congress over 90% of the time. They differ on foreign policy, and they differ on a reverence or a worship of media. That's it. That's what Kinzinger and Cheney and Never Trump Republicans are all about. They want positive media coverage. They're going to get, if they can serve as a foil to Trump, they will then get positive media coverage. They'll be deemed the good Republican who is not part of the Trump cult, even though they're the ones who have joined a very, unhealthy paradigm of thought, group, cult. You can call the Democratic Party a lot of things. What it is a vote blue no matter who mentality, where every single publication is saying the same thing at once. And still, almost half the electorate is voting for Trump. Why? Because they know that people like Kinzinger, Cheney, CNN, MSNBC, journalists out there are lying. They're lying because they're desperate to further a narrative that Trump tried to devour democracy. He tried to overthrow the government. None of this is true. The security footage shows that you have a situation where, in many cases, people were not only let in, possibly even coerced to go inside, possibly even confronted before they did anything wrong, possibly even there were potentially people there who were a part of the Democratic Party's narrative, trying to foment a certain outcome. This is according to Ted Cruz's interaction with the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Congress. There might be video footage showing this. They don't want any political operatives on the Democratic Party side that were perhaps there that day, possibly, on a Fox News Tucker Carlson segment. Okay, they don't want that. What Kinzinger did was lie. He showed only part of the truth. He was telling the truth, but only part of the truth. That's a lie by omission. What Cheney did was lie. She voted well over 91+%. Kinzinger over 90% alongside Trump in Congress. Okay? The reason the break from Trump is not because he's not a good Republican or conservative. The break from Trump is, it's the biggest grift of all time. How can we reposition ourselves as a good Republican, get positive media coverage, get hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in book deals and CNN hosts, CNN jobs or whatever, after we have voted alongside Donald Trump for 4 years? They did so because his policies worked. We had record low poverty. He presided over the Doha Agreement, Abraham Accords, peace, the first president to step foot in North Korea. So why the sudden shift? Well, they were part of the January committee for a reason. Kinzinger and Cheney were put there as the sole Republicans who, by the way, despised Trump. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of person votes alongside Trump over 90% of the time, then remarkets his image or her image as a person standing up to Trump, knowing very well he wasn't going to get indicted. So hit subscribe to this channel. They knew that he wasn't going to get indicted for trying to overthrow or devour democracy. They knew that. So what was the purpose of the January committee? What was the purpose of it other than to lie to the American people and show only certain footage that painted Trump supporters as maniacs? And by the way, it was a terrible day. I condemn what took place. Those people should be alive today. It should never have taken place. Okay? I didn't see Kinzinger or Cheney condemning $1 to $2 billion in property damage. Okay, so I didn't see that summer. I didn't see Democrats on that committee condemn 14,000 arrests. If anything, there were Democrats bailing out demonstrators who committed crimes. Now, I agree with why people demonstrated that summer, but I didn't hear anything from the Never-Trumpers. And you have this duplicity that gets almost half the electorate to vote for Trump always. Okay, Trump is battling a very deceitful, corrupt political establishment from people who like his policies but are too cowardly to actually stand with him. So you have Republicans and Never-Trumpers who voted with him, who liked his policies, 3 Supreme Court justices, hundreds of federal justices, federal judges, conservative. Okay, tax cuts. He pushed for a wall. These are all what Republicans wanted. The economy worked, and Trump should do a better job of publicizing his accomplishments. But the economy did well. People did well. People were better off. We didn't have 6 to 8% inflation. We didn't have we weren't 90 seconds to midnight with Trump. We're 90 seconds to midnight with Biden. And check out the segment prior to this one. Not many people were interested in it. But they completely fabricated this diaper myth, along with the myth and the absurd hoaxes that he was a Kremlin operative, or that his tax returns were the holy grail of corruption, or that he tried to interfere or influence people in Georgia. None of these things took place. They are attempts at simply trying to smear and denigrate Trump, while at the same time trying to prevent any suspicion or distrust of Democrats who deserve these emotions far more than Trump. The proof is in the pudding. You heard that phrase before? How's the economy now? How is the economy with Trump? Much better under Trump. Categorically. You'd have to be an imbecile not to see that. And then, if someone is disingenuous and deceitful and says, well, you know what? Let's try to obfuscate. Let's say that his last year in office added a lot to the debt. Well, why do you think that happened? Because Democratic governors tanked their economies. That was a choice also. So you have Democrats, media, bureaucrats, people saying, we shouldn't open up. There are Democrats today that if you said you wanted to end economic activity and shut everything down tomorrow because of you know what, they would still do it. I would say probably about 20% of the Democratic Party would do so in a heartbeat. They wouldn't mind. They wouldn't mind at all. And you have to understand, the cult mentality is on the left. It's not, I vote for Trump because of who he is in terms of policies, not because of his personality, not because of who he is, because of based on his personality, which I find amusing. He shouldn't go after like celebrities or athletes. There's no reason for that. But at the same time, his policies and his performance, his job performance is what counts to me. Not if morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats see him to be the devil. They see anyone they dislike as a bigot. Same thing with DeSantis. Same thing with every Republican they don't like. He's a horrible, prejudicial monster. He worked with the Kremlin also. These are all things that embody the Democratic Party. It was Biden that wrote the crime bill in 94, okay? We can go on forever, okay? In the Central Park issue, they said Trump. They were all Democrats. It was Democrats who put those individuals in prison. Democrats in New York at that time, running New York. Give me your thoughts below. I mean, everything points back to the Democratic Party, not to Trump. But you have to know politics. If you watch this channel, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now.